For years, Ellen DeGeneres was a gentle presence in living rooms across the country, a voice that brought warmth and laughter to ordinary mornings. Her humor was a quiet reassurance, a daily ritual, and her closing words, always to be kind to one another, offered a reminder of humanity's simplest grace. She was more than a host, she was a companion, a constant during times of stress and uncertainty, a figure people could rely on for light and comfort. Her laughter felt personal, almost intimate, as if she were in the room with every viewer, bridging the distance between the screen and real life. Yet behind the easy smile and effortless humor, Ellen's life was far more complex than anyone watching could imagine, shaped by resilience, reinvention, and a persistent search for authenticity. When perceptions shifted, public perception, even of the most beloved figures, can change in a heartbeat. For Ellen, the world began to see her through a slightly different lens during the pandemic years. Stories and recollections circulated online, showing moments that were awkward, tense, or misunderstood. What struck people most was the contrast between the kindness she encouraged on screen and the normal, human imperfections of her life off camera. The world realized that a person who spreads joy is not immune to flaws, and that even those who seem untouchable must navigate challenges in private. The moment was a gentle reminder that admiration and reality can exist side by side without negating each other. The spotlight of accountability. Alongside shifting perceptions, Ellen faced scrutiny about the workplace culture on her show. Former employees shared experiences of structure and discipline, and while some found motivation in routines, others sought clarity about expectations and communication. Ellen responded thoughtfully, acknowledging her responsibility in shaping the environment and expressing a desire to learn and improve. Rather than seeing these conversations as attacks, they became opportunities for growth, reflection, and course correction, highlighting the human capacity to adapt when offered feedback. Accountability does not erase a lifetime of kindness, but it strengthens it, allowing someone to remain open to learning and evolving. The changing nature of television. When she returned to television after these public conversations, the energy had shifted slightly, and Ellen adjusted with grace. Ratings ebbed and flowed, and she faced moments where laughter on set carried more awareness than carefree abandon. Supporters remained loyal, while others debated and questioned, yet Ellen chose to continue her work on her own terms. She refined her approach, blending humor with empathy and introspection, demonstrating that a career built over decades can accommodate evolution and still offer joy. The experience revealed the delicate balance between public expectation and personal boundaries, a lesson she carried forward as she made choices about the future. Choosing an ending in 2021, Ellen announced that her daytime show would conclude after 19 seasons. Officially, she spoke of creative growth and the desire to explore new challenges. Yet the decision also reflected a deep understanding of herself and her energy, an acceptance that some chapters end to make room for others. The final season, culminating in 2022, was both celebratory and reflective. Guests returned, memories were shared, and the studio became a place of gratitude, capturing decades of laughter and connection. Beneath the applause lay a quiet acknowledgement that endings can carry joy and complexity together, that success is measured not only in duration or recognition, but in the ability to step away with dignity and intention. A legacy of compassion. Ellen DeGeneres' career defies easy summaries. She reshaped daytime television, celebrating ordinary people and bringing their stories to a wide audience. She normalized conversations about identity, equality, and kindness in ways that transformed cultural awareness. At the same time, she navigated scrutiny with humility, showing that even the most public figures are multifaceted, capable of inspiring millions while still learning and growing. Her legacy is one of both influence and reflection, a reminder that authenticity often requires courage and continuous effort, and that public impact does not preclude private evolution. Childhood shadows and early strength. Before fame, Ellen's life was marked by change and challenge. Born in Louisiana in 1958, she grew up in a modest household that experienced disruption and shifts, including her parents' divorce. Early life taught her that humor could be a tool of resilience, a way to navigate discomfort and reclaim agency. The laughter she would later share with millions began as a shield, a way to maintain control when circumstances felt uncertain. These formative experiences fostered sensitivity, observation, and emotional intelligence, qualities that would underpin both her comedy and her capacity for connection. Learning through laughter, Ellen's early adulthood was defined by persistence. She worked various jobs, often balancing financial uncertainty with the desire to discover her voice. Comedy clubs became her classrooms, where failure and rejection were as instructive as applause. Through these experiences, she learned the craft of timing, empathy, and audience connection. Humor became both expression and survival, a means to engage the world and remain rooted in her own perspective. Over time, these lessons cultivated a resilience that carried her through challenges, showing that perseverance often precedes recognition. Breaking through, her breakthrough arrived gradually, first through appearances on late-night television, then with her own sitcom. In 1997, she made the courageous decision to come out publicly, reshaping not only her life, but the broader cultural landscape. The choice was historic, and while it came with obstacles, it also reflected her commitment to truth and integrity. Ellen's path demonstrated that authenticity often involves sacrifice, yet it also offers long-term freedom, the ability to live and work without concealing essential parts of oneself. Reinvention and renewal, rather than disappearing after setbacks, Ellen chose deliberate reinvention. The launch of her daytime talk show in 2003 marked a new chapter, less about proving herself, more about cultivating connection. Humor, empathy, and generosity became the hallmarks of a program that offered comfort and uplift. Over time, it became a cultural fixture, celebrating kindness, curiosity, and shared human experiences. Ellen's influence extended beyond entertainment, shaping conversations about empathy, philanthropy, and inclusivity. Her journey illustrated the power of resilience, showing how setbacks can be transformed into meaningful impact without erasing past challenges. Stepping back. In recent years, Ellen has chosen distance over constant presence, privacy over performance. Her appearances now carry honesty and self-awareness rather than spectacle, offering humor tempered by reflection. She focuses on what matters most: time with loved ones, creative pursuits, and the cultivation of peace. By stepping back, Ellen reclaimed control over her life, her energy, and her identity, demonstrating that personal evolution is a choice and that freedom sometimes comes from choosing when and how to engage with the world. A life beyond the spotlight. Ellen DeGeneres' story is not one of perfection, nor is it defined solely by controversy or acclaim. It is a portrait of resilience, empathy, and growth. She brought joy into millions of homes, challenged societal norms, and navigated criticism and scrutiny with reflection and adaptation. In stepping away from constant public judgment, she reclaimed a deeply human freedom, the ability to evolve, to make mistakes, to learn, and to live intentionally. Her story reminds us that influence and imperfection can coexist, that leadership includes accountability, and that legacy is built not only through applause, but through consistent acts of integrity and care. What remains? Ultimately, Ellen's legacy is layered, complex, and human. It is found in laughter that healed, kindness that inspired, and the courage to live authentically in a world quick to judge. Her impact on entertainment, social conversations, and public understanding of identity remains undeniable. Yet equally important is her example of reflection, adaptability, and the power of stepping away to reclaim one's life. In her journey, we are reminded that true kindness, resilience, and purpose are cultivated not only on stage, but in the quiet spaces of life, beyond visibility, beyond applause, and in the practice of being fully, deeply human.